In today's video, I want to talk to you about how to avoid looking boxy as an apple shape. Welcome to my channel. My name is Marleen. I'm a personal stylist, and here on my channel, I focus on all things apple shape fashion. As I said, in today's video, it's all about how to avoid looking boxy. It's something that many of us apple shapes struggle with because of our shape. I have a couple of points that can help you guide your way through it so we avoid looking boxy as apple shapes. Let's get stuck into it. Many of us apple shapes just want to hide the fact that we have a big tummy. Period. That's it. So what do? We put on pieces that are big and they're baggy, and we hope that they will just hide the tummy. The problem by wearing all these big and baggy pieces is the fact that we actually hide all the beauty as well. We hide our good attributes and we actually just end up looking bigger than what we actually are. And obviously that's not the purpose of what we're trying to do. We just want to hide the tummy. Now, instead of wearing baggy clothes, you should be wearing fitted clothes. And I know it's scary. I know, but this is why you need to follow me here on YouTube so you can watch my videos and I'll teach you how to dress your apple-shaped body, because it's all about wearing the pieces that work for our body shape. For us apple shapes, you know what I always say. The wide leg trousers with the top tucked in, and you can always wear a layer if you want. But if you wear the looser fitting trousers, the tummy is hidden. Tummy is hidden. That is it. So instead of just wearing baggy clothes, wear fitted clothes that actually works for our body shape and show off your beautiful curves instead. Point number 2 is a bit similar because it's do not wear baggy on baggy. And when I say baggy on baggy, I mean don't wear the looser fitting trousers, which suits us so fantastic, but then add a big loose fitting top or jumper as well, because you will look out of balance. Instead, put on those wide leg trousers or that A-line skirt that is so beautiful for our apple shape and will eradicate the tummy, and then wear a fitted top. Tucking in, which I know can be so scary for many of us, really suits us apple shapes. Of course, it all depends on wearing the proper bottom halves that will take care and eradicate that tummy. But once you find that bottom half, once you be brave enough and give it a try, tucking in your top puts us into proportion and puts us into balance. It looks absolutely amazing on us. And I have a big belly. Please do not think that I don't have a big belly, because I really do. But by wearing the right pieces, I'm eradicating my tummy and I'm showing off my curves, meaning I can wear fitted clothes. I look in far better balance, far better proportions. And as much as I detest saying it, I do look slimmer. It's never a compliment to tell someone they look slim in an outfit, but for many of us, that is what we're trying to do. So you will look in balance, you will look in proportion by adding the right pieces. So make sure you don't wear baggy on baggy, but instead have two pieces that work in harmony together in balance and proportion. So no more baggy on baggy. Next on my list is a pet peeve of mine. You've heard me say this a million times. It is drop shoulders. I detest drop shoulders. I'm sorry. I genuinely do not believe that a lot of people in this world look good in drop shoulders. I really detest them. I'm sorry, but I do. Now, the reason I don't like drop shoulders is because your shoulder seam, if you look at my shirt here, basically it will be sitting down here. It's all about wearing the right pieces for our body, and having a proper shoulder seam looks far more elegant, far more sophisticated. And as well as that, for those of us who are apple shaped, we are very top heavy as it is. A drop shoulder will make us look even more top heavy. And again, it then takes away from the balance and the proportion of our outfit, making us look bigger and boxier than what we actually are. So get those proper shoulder seams in, and it can be hard to find, but perseverance means that once you find the right pieces, you will have those pieces in your wardrobe for years, and you will know that no matter what occasion you wear them for, you will look stylish, you will look elegant, and you will look in balance and proportion with your actual body, not looking boxy. So make sure you avoid those drop shoulders and get a proper shoulder seam on your pieces, and it's an easy way to avoid looking boxy. As you know, the points that I make in a video normally ties together to give you the one message. And the message here is don't look boxy. Don't wear clothes that make you boxy. And one of the easiest way to make your body look boxy is to wear boxy clothes, meaning straight clothes. Here I'm talking about straight jeans, straight trousers, straight jackets, t-shirts, tops that just go straight down. When you wear straight pieces, you will look completely boxy. And especially if you don't know how to style up the pieces, meaning tucking in your top, adding your belt, etc. Us apple shapes don't tend to suit the straight look. Because we don't have a defined waist, we just go straight down, and that is what makes us look boxy. This is why it's so important that we define the waist, that we tuck in our tops, that we use the layers, that we really have pieces that sits perfectly on our body. Instead, go for pieces that may, like it could be a blazer that is sewn in at the waist. The wide leg trousers, because they will gather at your waist and there's extra fabric in them, they will give you more shape. So get those fitted pieces in there and avoid the straight looks to avoid looking boxy. Many of us apple shapes truly struggle with how to dress our body. Hence why the biggest tip I can give you is to genuinely know your body. Not just your body shape, but know the ins and out of your own body. Do you have droopy shoulders? Do you have straight shoulders? Do you have a large bust? Do you have a small bust? Do you have a waist, or are you more rectangular of an apple shape? Do you have a large booty? Do you have a small booty? How tall are you? Etc, etc, etc. And I'm talking about minute details. Us apple shapes will all have something in common, but there are as many different apple shaped bodies as there are different apples on an actual apple tree. No two are alike. And what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. So it's important that you know your shape. Of course, give me a follow and I will absolutely teach you how to dress your apple shaped body. But remember, I only have my own one apple shaped body to teach you from. And you may have more straight shoulders where I have droopy shoulders. And maybe, just maybe, a drop shoulder will look fantastic on you, but it looks horrible on me. A good way to do it can be to put on a piece from your wardrobe, a piece that you love, and then literally analyze it. How is the collar sitting? How does it make your neck look? How does the shoulder sit? Does it look droopy? Is it looking fantastic? How is the cuffs on the shoulders? How are the sleeves on a top? Literally down to the nitty gritty. Analyze every piece. Just do it as you wear them. Literally analyze, do they work for your apple shaped body? Knowing the attributes that you have that are fantastic and that nobody else have is what's going to make you look amazing. Taking the time to analyze the pieces that you have in your wardrobe and moving forward from there. And when I started doing this in my wardrobe, I had to admit there were several pieces I had to give up and find a new home for because they just didn't work for my body. I love them, but they were off and I knew it. So they went to a new home. It takes a lot of time and effort to root through your wardrobe and really get to know your own body shape, but knowing it is going to be your biggest strength, your best friend when it comes to getting dressed and also when it comes to shopping. Knowing exactly what works for your body and what doesn't makes life so much easier. So make sure that you truly know your body shape and know what works for you. A key point for us apple shape, which I know is a sticky point for many apple shapes, and it was for me for years, it is to actually define our waist. I talked about it before as well. Defining our waist means to actually show off our waist. And because we don't naturally have a waist, we're going to have to create the illusion of the waist. And this is where the wide leg trouser and the A-line skirt really come into play, because it gives us volume down below where we are naturally slimmer. If you then add it by tucking in your top, you are truly defining that waist. And this is where belts and your accessories comes in as well. Your belt buckle will catch the light, draw attention away from the actual tummy area. It'll define that waist and make us look in far better balance and far better proportions. So do make sure you try to define that waist. There's many ways that this can be done, as I say, and I've said several times, just make sure to give me a follow and I'll teach you. But define that waist, even though it's probably a little bit scary. For many of us apple shapes, a V-neck neckline is what looks the most amazing. Me personally, and I'm just going to get this out of the way because it's often mentioned, as an apple shape, I tend to wear closed necklines. I do this because I have practicalities. I'm always cold, so I tend to prefer a closed neckline. But a V-neck neckline is what breaks up that boxiness on our body shape. When we're wearing a V-neck, it opens up not only our face, but also the neck. And because many of us have short necks and a large bust, it just gives a bit of openness and airiness to the area. Also, the V-neck will help elongate the look of our body and take away some of that boxiness. V-necks are fantastic. Of course, play around with whatever neckline you personally prefer. As I say, for me, it needs to be closed because I'm always cold. But the V-neck neckline looks amazing and can really help break up that boxiness on us apple shapes. The best advice I can really give you as a stylist when it comes to avoid looking boxy is to make sure that your outfit is in balance. It is tying together all the little tips and tricks that I have said here today, but to learn to dress for the rule of third, learn to have the balance in your outfits with the looser bottoms and the tighter fitting top. Don't be afraid to play around with the pieces that you have, and don't be afraid to define that waist. Again, I've said it about 5 times, I think, in this video. Make sure to give me a follow here on YouTube. Follow me on all social media platforms. My handle is here if you want to find me on other platforms. But I literally, it's what I do for a living. I teach us apple shapes how to dress and look timeless and elegant in our outfits. But that is it for today. I hope this video has been helpful for you. I hope, if nothing else, that it has given you a bit of outfit inspiration with the pieces that I've shown here. But if you made it this far and sat through the ads, thank you so much, because that's how you're helping my channel. Will you help me by leaving me a blue heart today in the comments, just to let me know that you made it to the end? But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.